Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to talk about taking control of your money. We're cutting through all the noise and complexity using some brilliantly simple, totally actionable advice from the Financial Literacy channel to help you build a plan that actually works.
This right here, this is the heart of the problem for so many of us, right? It's kind of the default setting. Your paycheck comes in, the bills go out, and then you just hope there are some scraps left over at the end of the month to put away. But look, that approach almost guarantees you'll feel like you're stuck on a treadmill.
And really, this is the fundamental question. Moving from feeling stressed about money to feeling free isn't about some secret formula. It's about a mindset shift. It's about going from being a passenger in your own financial life to being the pilot.
Okay, so let's get into it. Here's our roadmap for today. It's a simple 5-step journey that's going to completely reframe how you think about your money. We'll start by understanding the trap, and then we'll build the skills to get you out of it for good.
All right, first things first. If you feel like you're constantly just trying to stretch your money to the next payday, I want you to know you are not alone. This is not some kind of personal failure. It is an incredibly common cycle that is super easy to fall into, and honestly, it can be really hard to see a way out. But just seeing it, just identifying it, that's the first step.
So, how do we break that cycle? Well, now we're going to introduce the single most powerful habit for building wealth. Seriously, it's a concept that flips the whole idea of budgeting completely on its head and puts you and your future first.
Okay, so here's the magic trick. You treat your savings like a bill. It's non-negotiable. Just like you pay your rent or your phone bill, you pay yourself. What's amazing is your brain adapts really fast. It learns to see that money is already gone. You're not trying to save what's left over, you're learning to live on what's left after you save. It's a total game changer.
And this number, this shows you the power of that simple habit. This is what saving just $50 a month, that's less than $2 a day, becomes in 5 years. And that's before you even add any interest or investment returns. It just proves it's not about making these huge, painful sacrifices. It's about consistency. Small, regular actions repeated over time, they really do build into something significant.
And here is the secret to making this whole thing effortless. Don't rely on willpower. It'll fail you. Go into your banking app, like right now, and set up an automatic transfer for the day after you get paid. You just set it and forget it. You'll be building wealth on autopilot without even thinking about it. So, you've got a system for saving? Awesome. Now what do you do with that money? Well, we are about to take a sledgehammer to the #1 excuse, the biggest myth that keeps people on the sidelines of investing for their entire lives.
This right here, this is the mental block we have to shatter. This idea that you need like a giant pile of cash to even get in the game is completely, totally outdated. The source material is so clear on this. Technology has made it possible for literally anyone to start investing with an amount you might spend on coffee or lunch.
And these aren't just vague ideas. These are actual practical steps. You can sign up on a beginner-friendly platform, you can buy tiny fractions of shares in huge companies, and by investing that same small amount regularly, that's what dollar-cost averaging is, you build your investment steadily over time. Honestly, the most important thing you can do is just start.
Okay, so you know you can start small, but what are you actually buying with that $10? Let's quickly open up the Investor's Toolbox and look at the basic instruments you can use. And don't worry, we're going to keep this super simple.
So a stock, just think of it as owning a tiny, tiny slice of a real business. If that company does well, the value of your little slice can grow. I love this example from the source. The author bought just $10 worth of an airline stock. Not to get rich, but just to dip his toes in the water and see how it all worked. That is the perfect first move.
Now, if stocks are about owning a piece of the action, bonds are a much calmer investment. With a bond, you're basically acting like the bank. You lend your money to a company or a government, and in return, they promise to pay you back with interest. For beginners who want to invest without the stress of crazy market swings, bonds can be a really great, predictable place to start.
So what in the world is an ETF? The source uses this analogy and it's perfect. Think of it like a box of stocks. Instead of trying to pick one single winning company, which is super hard, you just buy one thing, the ETF.
and you instantly own tiny pieces of hundreds or even thousands of different companies all at once. It's instant diversification made simple.
And then we've got crypto. You can't really have this conversation and ignore it. The potential rewards, they can be huge, but the risks are just as massive. And the source is very, very clear on this. The prices can swing wildly, there's very little regulation to protect you, so the absolute ironclad rule here is simple. Never, ever invest more money than you are 100% willing to lose.
All right, we've covered the habits, the tools, the strategies. But this last section, this is the most important one of all. This is where we reframe this entire journey. It's not just a quest for money. It's a project in personal development.
I mean, just let that sink in for a second. This is such a powerful idea from the source. Every time you save that dollar, every time you invest that $10, you're doing so much more than just moving numbers on a screen. You're making a bet on yourself. You're sending a message to your future self that you believe in them.
And this is where you see the real return on investment. Yeah, the money is great, but the character traits you build along the way. The discipline to stick with it, the patience to let things grow, and the deep confidence you get from taking control of your life, that stuff is absolutely priceless. That's the capital that grows faster than any stock.
So look, this journey from zero to investor, it isn't a marathon you have to run tomorrow. It starts with one step, just one. Setting up that automatic transfer, buying that first $10 share. The financial story of your life is being written right now, in this moment. You get to decide what that first sentence says.